I don't think that's black women's problem. I think if men say that about black women, it's a sign of self-hatred. I think based on my life choices that you can find love in all kinds of shapes and sizes. And if as a black man, or any kind of man, you're afraid to date a woman because she's too strong and sure of herself, you're going to have a hard time in life. That's the woman you want. That's actually the woman you want. So, I would hope that young men would be mature enough to appreciate those really great attributes. It's those traits that have allowed, African Americans, our community, to survive. So we want to keep that stuff. I would just hope that people see those as positive things. The ghetto thing, I don't know about that. Ghetto covers a multitude of sins. Sometimes when someone says you're ghetto, it's a way of saying you don't have any class. That's just about personal.
I like ghetto women. Not all the time, but like in certain situations, like you gonna need one of them ghetto chicks. Cause if you like, let's say you in the streets, a dude who in the streets, you gonna be around a lot of negativity. So when that ghetto chick come in your life, it's like she understand where you coming from, so she ain't gonna judge you or whatever. And also, if you doing things you ain't got no business doing, she be talking, she run her mouth like ghetto chicks. They always got their ear in the street, so they know all the business. So like they have stereotypes.
We have to sit back and understand that racism plays a huge part in our relationships, and because we have been these terms and these images have been bombarding us for so many years. We sit back and can come out with so much I don't want a woman that's ghetto. I don't want a woman that's what were some of those adjectives that you use?
Dominant, angry,
this, that, angry, whatever, blah blah blah. Again, there's too easy. All right. I don't know your story. As I tell many of my students, I say, look, you don't know anybody. Because you don't know what a person is going to do in a certain context. You don't know. All right? But what you can hope is that the person that you are taking time to learn and understand is being honest with you, and that you can really find and capture that person's heart and appreciate it. All right? So for brothers that are able to sit back and use these sweeping statements to say, oh, these women are ghetto, you have not met all these black women. Maybe in your little world, in Lightburg, South Carolina, a town of 500 people, maybe the women are ghetto there, whatever that means. But when you're looking at the women on a national level, on a global level, you don't know that. You haven't even gone out your hood. You don't even know what you're talking about. So, people have to be careful when they push out these stereotypes. Oh, I don't date black women. Well, what does that mean? What are you really saying? You came from a black woman, so, have a little bit of respect for yourself before you begin to push out these little adjectives and say, I don't want this. And it goes for the other side, too. Respect that. Take time to learn the other person and be responsible for the
where
words.
you looking for these black women at. There's plenty of places, like they said, you go in the same places and you get the same type of individual, maybe you need to venture out, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because the crowd that you're attracting, apparently you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a bad stereotype. I thought I'm going to give a grand answer, but it's a bad stereotype just put it on black women.
Yeah.
You got to go out and find a good woman. You got some women that are like that, some black women that are like that, but just because you meet one black woman and she's loud and she's disrespectful, I don't give a that black woman is. You can have a damn white woman that's loud and disrespectful.
Yeah.
But that's the person that you met at that time. So you got to continue to venture out and have confidence in yourself.
Well, I think it's a little overrated, but sometimes our black women can get a little out of hand. I think our black women should, embrace that and take that and try to change the stigma about themselves. You know what I'm saying? But I love black women. I'm not black women. I love you. I love you guys.
That's stupid. Some black women can be a little too ghetto and stuff.
True.
But whatever. But I like to say it like this: they don't know what they're missing out on. So I just think that they have that. I mean, everybody that you come in contact with is not going to be ghetto. I mean, you have the people, people that are ghetto. I mean, they're out there, but not everybody's that way. I mean, you can't just shadow out just one person because you had an encounter with one person.
And then you got to think about the stupid stuff that he be doing that make you get ghetto.
Really, you're right, because a woman only acts how a man like she goes off of how that previous man treated her. So if she acting bitter, ghetto, and all that, it's a reason why she acting like that.
I think that's baloney, and that's terrible. Whatever like that. Once again, I'm not. That's just how I've always felt. Me personally, I'm from Los Angeles, California, which is like a big melting pot in itself. So I done went to school with Mexicans, Asians, Israeli, anybody, like Middle Eastern people, Jewish people, whatever it is. And I just always gravitated towards my sisters, my black women, or whatever like that. I don't think that I don't agree with that. I've come across a lot of females, especially ones in my family, that are not ghetto. Yeah, everybody has those that they know that they've been around or whatever. But I mean, I know a lot of, I guess what you want, hood females come from South Central, but they're all not like that. They're all not like that or whatever. So no, I don't agree at all. I think that it's just the image that we're given. Once again, like a lot of people say black women have too much attitude, whatever like that. But I know a lot of mild-mannered black women. I know some, I know white girls that have a little attitude. I know some Mexican girls that are crazy. So I don't agree with that at all. I think it's just a stereotype, and it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't agree with it also, man. You know what I mean? To me, a black woman is just, what it is. She's a black woman, so she's been through all that stuff. You know what I mean? She's going to be that way, but you got to learn how to approach that and how to control that. You know what I mean? But I totally agree. That's a stereotype, man. By they say black women, they're all angry, they all this and that. Nah, it's just what you make them, what comes out of them. That does that. What you do something to them, that's what comes out. But before that, nah, man. They're just beautiful black women, man.
We're raised to grow up. Yeah, we're independent. I mean, either you gotta embrace our independence or
That's an ignorant excuse.
Because
there's plenty of black men who don't feel like that. The little boys, the ones who want someone to kiss their butt, stuff like that, who say that kind of thing.
And a lot of black men have like seen their mother. A lot of African American families are single mothers, like raising. That's in our culture. Like, it's sad, but it's true. So a lot of black men have only witnessed a dominant female in their household. So I don't understand how they would not like it. Some men like a woman that can handle hers. Let a man be a man when it's time to be a man, but let a woman be a woman when it's time to be a woman in a relationship. At least that's how I was raised and how I was brought up, But for him to say he doesn't like it, first of all, that's just a stereotype about black women. All black women are not like that at all. So a lot of black women are intelligent, sophisticated, educated, and I just think that that's a horrible stereotype.
Yeah, and I think they just feel inferior to a lot of black women because black women are on the move right now, and a lot of people you can't catch up, so you're gonna say, oh, I don't like her.
And can be intimidated if she has an education, a nice car, nice house, and no man, no kids. It's like, wait a minute, like, you don't even need me, you have everything you need. A man can be very intimidated and thrown off by that,
And if you are a strong black woman, you're not worried about a man who's saying that.
Of course, love happens, and love doesn't necessarily have a color. But for a man to say, I don't want to be with this woman because she's disrespectful. But I'm sorry, not this woman, this race. I don't want to be with this race because, black women are disrespectful, black women are loud, black women are ghetto. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it goes a lot deeper. Read, what's the name of the book? What's the name of your book? Moon Pie. Read Moon Pie.
Whoa.
Some serious issues in that
Some
book.
serious
By Dr.
issues.
Butler Bruton. Yes. Yes. Serious interracial relationships.
Serious. All the way through.
All the way through.
But I think it ain't even just the ghetto thing. Some dudes say that they don't want no black girl because black girls is they don't put like this. Black girls, they ain't gonna put up with other stuff that other girls will put up with. You know what I'm saying? They real. So a white girl might not be racist or nothing. A white girl might just cry. Oh my God, that's what it is. A black girl, she can take that. You know what I'm saying? She gonna a black girl go in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's how.
You think? Oh.
So love my black woman. Yeah, black. Yeah, that's what it is. Black women. That's how they is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how they is. They just they gonna put up with that. That's I mean, some people say that they didn't want to be with black women, but it depends on what kind of black woman you pick too though.
You think?
You have those kinds that be going to your phone and try to, you know what I'm saying, do all that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yeah, you don't want to know.
I mean, we call you that for a reason. In all honesty, if you've been called ghetto, stuck up, snobby, 9 times out of 10 you're ghetto, stuck up, and snobby. So I mean, if you don't like the shoe that you're being forced to wear, then you know, change it.
That's their opinion.
Yeah.
In a sense. But their main reason because since they've been dealing with black girls and black girls in the sense that they come off as being hurt and ghetto. In a sense, that's how some dudes kind of act. They don't want to approach. They don't want to have the same thing in a relationship, so they approach a different girl who's nice, clean cut. I guess we call it a clean cut chick because they know she's more respectful. That's why you can actually bring around to your mama instead of a cut chick. You can't really bring her around because she's so cut, she's ghetto. Some dudes don't like it.
I'm kind of on the fence about this one because I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You know, just a lot of women have lost their morals and they just, I guess they just, but at the same time a woman kind of feels like, well, you know, she has to do it on her own.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of both ways. I can understand where the man's coming from, but the woman, because of, you know, the times that we're living in, kind of feels like, well, I gotta, you know, do this on my own. So it's not like she's putting up a defensive attitude. It's more like what she do, she has to.
The way I feel about that is like, yo, your mom's. I don't know the dude you're referring to, and I don't know his mom. But out of those characteristics you just said, his mom got something that you just said. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see how you can like discriminate on a woman for being in the form of your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like being the image of your mom, our sister, our grandma. You know what I'm saying? So it's your prerogative, but let that be, keep that in your house. You don't, I mean, that don't have to be expressed like that because you talking about your mom, your sisters, and your aunts in the same breath. So I feel like that's like real hypocritical to be on it like that. That's how I feel.
As far as that goes, like dudes saying they ain't gonna date no black woman because she ghetto or whatever. I mean, like you get those type of women. There are some ghetto girls or whatever, but you know that all falls on the individual. That's not, you know, you can't typecast a whole race of black women because you knew one girl who was ghetto or whatever. And on the flip side, I do feel like a lot of dudes who may say they don't want to be with a black woman or something like that because, you know, the African American race of women, they are a strong, you know, race. And so at the same time, it might be that he's just intimidated by that too. So
That's true.
That is really true, but it's really not an average because there are a lot of good black females in this world, in this society. So I wouldn't actually place a race issue on the relationship. But a lot of black women are acting out of their character and should be more, I don't know what the word could be, more low-key and set their standards a little bit higher instead of the way that they act.
And tell them that they need to get out of South Carolina. If you are talking about the ones in South Carolina, I mean, everybody is not the same. You know, I feel that black women are the mother of the earth. No woman go through what we go through and survive, and we're still surviving. And I think I just want to commend the young women that have looked at that and say, you know, well, you missed out. I don't think no woman should be stereotyped because just like a black woman can be ghetto, a white woman can be ghetto, and I feel that you should never stereotype a person for how they act because you never know what that person is going through, and emotion can cause a person to do crazy things, you know. So that's how I feel about that.
How do you feel about